Snow Brothers is a game that is constantly begging the question, why? Why was this game made, being the biggest one? That's not meant to be condescending, but a serious question. Why was this game made? Let's go back to 1991 when this game came out. If you had an NES, you were no doubt enjoying games like Battletoads, Castlevania 3, or maybe the latest Mega Man. You head to the video store to rent a game for the weekend, and you stumble upon Snow Brothers. The odds of you being intrigued enough to rent this are slim. With so many other great games on the NES at the time, a game like Snow Brothers never stood a chance. But it's not fair to judge a game solely on when it was released. So, is this a hidden gem, or is this a game not worth the board it was burned on? Let's find out. Upon starting Snow Brothers, the game already has a very arcade-like feel. No intro, no anything. Just a start menu with a 1 or 2 player option. When you start actual gameplay, it all feels very familiar if you've played games like Bubble Bobble, Mario Bros, or Burger Time. The goal is to eliminate every enemy on screen, advance to the next level, rinse, and repeat. To kill the enemies, you throw snow at them until they turn into giant snowballs. You can then push that snowball and send it pummeling to the bottom of the screen, destroying any enemy in its path. If an enemy is in the snowball's path, it will knock them out of the way, killing them. As they disappear, they'll drop items for you to collect. Some are just points, but often they'll drop potions. There are 4 potions in total. Red, which allows you to run. Blue lets you throw more snow per button press. Yellow increases the snow's distance being thrown. And the rare green potion lets you float around the screen and destroy enemies simply by touching them. You have these powers until you're killed by touching an enemy, with the exception of the green potion, which goes away just after a couple of minutes. If you cover an enemy in snow and don't get them rolling soon enough, they'll shake the snow off. It can get monotonous, but thankfully each level is different from the one before to keep things sort of fresh. There is also a boss on every 10th level for some added challenge. And challenge is something worth mentioning. Arcade games tend to be very difficult, and this game follows suit, though mildly. It's not terribly tough, but it's not a cakewalk either, mostly due to the game's one-hit kill system. You do get a ton of continues though, each containing 3 lives each. There are a few shortcomings here though. Actually, more than a few. First off, graphically the game is just bad. I usually don't complain about graphics on NES games, but for a 1991 release, these are poor. Boring and uninspired are the best way to describe it. The music? Well, it's beyond forgettable and downright annoying sometimes. Another annoying part of the game is that enemies can walk right through another enemy that you're covering in snow. You'll be hitting an enemy with snow, turning them into a snowball, and another enemy will just walk right through them and kill you. Another thing is the controls. They're pretty standard, but the way you move around the level feels sort of stiff and not very natural. But there is an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. I alluded to it earlier, but this game plays very similar to Bubble Bobble, Mario Bros, and Burger Time. But the problem is those games came out in 1986, 1983, and 1982 respectively, and Snow Brothers came out in 1991. If you're gonna release a game like this that late, you'd better be damn sure there's something special about it. The problem is, there's nothing special about Snow Brothers. Is it fun? Well, sure, but there are games that are just as much fun that came out 6 years before this one. Remember before when I asked why was this game made? This is exactly what I was talking about. In 1991, games like this were mostly a thing of the past. Like I said, I can't knock a game solely because of when it was released, but it's definitely a heavy burden on this game's shoulders. So is Snow Brothers worth getting? No. Being as rare as it is, it commands a hefty price tag, and it's not a good enough game to warrant that amount of money. This is mostly a game for collectors. I should mention though that Snow Brothers was also on the Mega Drive, and it looks a lot better than the NES version, so I might dare say that that is the version to get if you're gonna get any of them.